Okay. Guys, why you didn't tell me that Tagwirei is the one behind the collapse of the Zimbabwean dollar? He committed treason, isn't it? So I want us to have a real chat. And I must just say that I now agree with Hopo Chingono. Tendai belongs to parliament because right now this current parliament is quiet, dead like a daughter. But there are people who are genuinely authentic at confronting the regime head on. Okay, the regime of Emerson Mnangagwa. Do you actually know, guys, that Mary Mubaiwa, which is the ex-wife to Constantine Chiwenga, the current vice president, lost a property and also cars in South Africa? Why are you stealing the money that belonged to us, honestly? Because now, what have you benefited from this nonsense? What have you benefited? So we are looking at those stories. And by the way, UK is trending for the wrong reasons. Madam Boss, she's becoming naked out here. She needs therapy. We're going to talk about that as well. So guys, I know some of you, it's your first time to pass through this channel. You are welcome, okay? You are welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and make sure that you ring your bell. And to my regulars, I can see all of you, you can't wait to hear what's happening right here. Come, let's have a chat. Please don't forget to thumbs up the video. I can see more than 100 people just joining us. Just thumbs up the video, then we're good to go. Because then YouTube will push algorithm for us. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening. You're welcome, everybody. Send me some love and light. Okay, don't forget that we are counting down to Emerson Mnangagwa vacating the office. So this is not like some form of jokes. We mean business. Emerson Mnangagwa is going. Oh, by the way, the Gaza revolution is alive and kicking. And there's a lot going on in the background. That's one of the reasons why I'm here to remind you that the revolution is the reason why Mnangagwa is living sleepless nights. Okay? So come through, guys, as we're having a chat. So good to see you. Good to see you. All right, the National Prosecuting Authority of Zimbabwe. I don't know if there's anyone who can trust this group of people. I think they're in Emerson Mnangagwa's pocket. And I'm just saying that because there have been a lot of corruption going on in the country and there was never arrests. These guys are still gallivanting. And I'm referring to Anawiki Noshibai. Why all of a sudden you guys are talking about Mary Mbayo and her losing properties? But you're not talking about the $1.1 billion that was looted by Wikino Shivayo, endorsed by now Gwamatanga, Madam Tulimnume. They're the ones who endorsed this corrupt deal. And they're still gallivanting, holding briefcases. I can say Gwamatanga now is looking like a small little house. Big Tammy there eating our money. Right? I also heard that Gwamatanga's got quite a number of properties in South Africa. Oh no, we saw them, more than 15 properties. And I'm talking about a high-end luxury properties and also girlfriends as well. There were allegations that his girlfriends are driving latest Range Rovers across Cape Town. Okay, Mr. G1, Mr. G2. They are leaving, these guys. They are leaving. So anyway, Mary Mubaiwa, that is actually Mary Chiwenga. Okay, I think she's no longer qualified to be called Chiwenga. So forgive me on that, but I just wanted to make sure at least you guys are in the loop. Okay, so she has lost properties in South Africa and cars. This is according to the judgment that was laid down by the judge in Pretoria. Okay, you know, most of these guys are stealing money from Zimbabwe and they always invested in South Africa. How dumb and stupid they are. Now, this is what's hurt me the most, is that we have lost everything. She's lost. And the money is going to be forfeited to the state. So the question that I have for you guys is, why are they stealing money from us, honestly? First and foremost, and I don't want to be mean here, but I'm just saying, look at where Mary Mbayiwa is right now. A lot is happening in her life. She lost her leg, she lost her arm. She has been through the most under the regime of Emerson Mnangagwa. Now she's losing everything, okay, to the South African state. Remember, because these cars and these houses were bought by proceeds of crime, money laundering, and also illicit financial flows. That again speak to the issue of Anawiki Noshivayo. I must just tell you that I know someone, I'm going to say this because I'm going to have a big mouth right here, but we all know that some PF guys have got lots of properties here. But here's the kicker that happens between South Africa and Zimbabwe. South Africans, sometimes they commit crime, but they always invest back in their country, okay? Yes, you see when they get caught. But in Zimbabwe, they steal to stash shit in different countries while they drive on potholes. What kind of idiots are we looking at in Zimbabwe? I've never seen that. You're driving on potholes, all right? Filthiness everywhere, masua everywhere, no running water, but you have stashed the money in Dubai and overseas. All I can say is you're the most stupid people. But I don't have mercy on Mubaiwa. I may pray for you that you get the healing that you deserve. But I don't have mercy as far as stealing is concerned. Sorry, because the money belongs to the Zimbabwean people, okay? The moment it's being shipped, from point A to point B. And South Africa, don't play because they'll catch you. They don't play. All right, let me read what Gerald said. He said, this will soon apply to all criminals who have used SA as a safe haven to buy properties. It's being said here the properties were proceeds of crime. And if she can go down for that, what about those who use hotel suits as addresses of their companies? And I think they're referring to Wiki Chivayo. You know the deal. Yes, Wiki Chivayo, one of the criminal that works with Emerson Mnangagwa. All right, like I said, do you think any NPA of Zimbabwe has the capacity to actually resolve any crime at all? Absolutely not. The whole crop of those people need to be shipped out of the office. Get serious people to do the job. I'm a firm believer that once you can be easily compromised, you are not principled and you're not qualified to work under the arms of the government because that money belongs to the people. Okay, that's just what I believe in. But Mnangagwa's boys are untouchable, right? They're untouchable. Anyway, yesterday Emerson Mnangagwa fired shots, of threats. That's who he is. He always thinks that he can scream at people and try to, I've said that Mnangagwa he looks dumb when you ask him about service delivery. But trust me, when it comes to collecting money, no, he's available. When it comes to taking money and play his dirty games, he's always at work. So yesterday he had an incredible meeting with some of their old cadres. They call themselves the liberation guys, the delegates. Yeah, so the very same Emerson Mnangagwa, he said something really very interesting. And I want you guys to listen to what he said. He's firing threats, he is good at that. Okay, he forgets that he's in South Africa, not Zimbabwe, okay? He forgets. South Africa doesn't operate that way because the moment people saw him, they were like, you know what? I saw a lot of comments. People said, when are you taking Zimbabwe's back home? Very ruthlessly. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are angry as far as nonsense that's going on in Zimbabwe is concerned. But let's listen to Emerson Mnangagwa, and his threats. The man is obsessed with power he doesn't know what to do with. Take a listen.
Can never give up.
My bad.
And oppression, we can never give up.
Okay.
We have a sacred duty and responsibility to retain power for the purpose. This is what our heroes fought for. We should never allow ourselves to lose power. We must look into the future with confidence and optimism.
Okay, said we must never allow ourselves to lose power. Okay, so this man, I don't know. Honestly, at this juncture, and I've said this and I repeat again, okay, I think we must never underestimate the upshot of mental illness. When I look at Mnangagwa's track record, forget about the dementia that that gets confirmed. Let's talk about his track record and the actions that he has took prior 2008. Forget it, the Gukrahundi issue. I just don't understand how we see the world as far as people who are in political positions are concerned. Because if someone commits a crime in society today, if we can have anyone who get to murder someone in our society, we're all going to freak out. We want to see action immediately. We call that person a murderer and the state arrests them, lock them in prison. But for some reason, once a person gets to be in a position in politics, they can kill with impunity, okay? They can cut people's hands with impunity, and we look at them as normal individuals. Honestly, only God knows, I don't know how we end up with Emerson Mnangagwa as the president, considering his track record. Guys, in 2008, we saw what happened. Innocent people were killed. Some were being cut their head. No normal person can do that. But for some reason, we think they are capable of leadership. Maybe one day we'll have a conversation of following mentally ill people and the country is in a mess because We've been following deranged human beings under the guise of, oh, he's a leader, or he's a minister, or he's this and that. But the way they communicate, you can see we are in a mental institution. Are we surprised why the country is in a chaotic state right now? I'm not surprised. I am definitely not surprised with what I'm seeing today. Because you know why? We have tolerated nonsense long enough. People who don't qualify to be anywhere near leadership. I'm saying who don't even qualify to be anywhere near leadership, even to be a councillor. They find themselves in the office of a president. Listen to him. You never hear him talk about leadership. The guy's always threatening people. He talks about we can Shanghai. Sometimes say, oh, we can control the army. He's always a person who's tending to threaten citizens. And to me, it sounds like a mentally ill guy. But you know why? Because we're thinking it's just politics. It's not just politics. We have to take our lives very serious, Zimbabweans. If we really want Zimbabwe to work, we have to change the way that we see the world. But when you're talking about all those threats that was firing yesterday, I want to read what Honorable Elvis Mugari said. He said, addressing 2025 Liberation Movement Summit, Emmerson Mnangagwa stated we should not allow ourselves to lose power, but power to do what exactly? Power to abuse citizens, power to kill, to oppress and to impoverish their people, power to loot state resources at the expense of the public. These so-called revolutionary parties have long lost the script and abandoned the core values of the liberation struggle. It is time for a new generation to take the lead. Okay, he's right. We are being led by, okay, I stand by my words, mentally ill people. Because if you can arrest an individual from society, we just kind of doing any form of abuse, we shrink, we shiver, we all posting, we complain, we are screaming. But they can kill with impunity. Not only one person, thousands, and still being trusted in leadership. I'm terrified of the way that we see the world. Sometimes it just takes the basics, understanding the basics. The basics, let's not waste time, the basics. Anyway, but Tendai Biti is breathing fire. I must read this quote of what Tendai Biti said. Tendai Biti said, Emmerson Mnangagwa akakumoresa. Verenga zviguno zvako, unowana zviguno zvisipo. Emmerson Mnangagwa ndi headmaster weMambava. I agree with him. And he masquerade as a leader. That's why he likes to threaten. If you ask him right now, he was in South Africa, what did you learn? He learned nothing. He has never learned anything. If you ask Emmerson Mnangagwa, what happened in South Africa? He won't tell you anything. But trust me, if it is looting the money from the state, he knows everything. And he knows how to read those contracts, all their games that they're playing with these criminals around him. It's a shame what they're doing, these guys. It is a shame. Anyway, like I said to you earlier, on Tendai Biti belongs to parliament. I know some people will not agree with me. By the way, there are rumors, okay, or allegations that when there is the reason why the impeachment did not continue. I said these are allegations, okay? Because remember when those impeachment letters went to parliament, they were given to Wende, okay? But he didn't act on them because allegations are he was given money. Are you surprised why he came a week ago? Was it last week? Where he was praising Emmerson Mnangagwa, that at least he's coming to parliament, he just sit there doing nothing. To him, he says like, no, he has done something. It's very sad and shameful. But I have my reasons why I think Tendai Biti needs to be in parliament. Take a listen to what he said. Tagwirei, the most crazy man right now, and I'll tell you why I call him crazy. He's the reason behind the collapse of the dollar in the country. I can't believe it, but take a listen to what Tendai Biti said.
His US 360 million treasury bill was not converted.
Wait a minute.
His US 360 million treasury bill was not converted to US dollars in February of 2019. He then injected it in June and July of 2019, causing the local currency to literally collapse. The Reserve Bank was forced to act. Briefly, his accounts were frozen, but the net result was that suddenly 360 million US dollars was flooded on the local market and the local currency collapsed. Any watcher of the economy, including the IMF, were frightened by that development. So if you've got this individual, this powerful cartel that can destroy the currency within a single day, then the country can be held ransom at any time.
Yeah.
Which is why it is crazy to think that this criminal actually has ambitions to be the next president of the Republic of Zimbabwe. It can happen and should be allowed to happen. I feel pity for ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF is being reduced to a commodity that can be bought by a few trinkets, a few motor vehicles, a few. If we become Herbert Rushe Tepo is standing in his grave. Joshua Nkabukongomo is standing in his grave. Dumiso Dabengwa is standing in his grave. The thousands of liberators that Chimoyo, Nyazonya are standing in their graves. For if they knew that the country and their political party was open to the highest bidder, they wouldn't have gone to war. They wouldn't have gone to war. So it's a shame. Shame on ZANU-PF. Shame on ZANU-PF. Shame on everyone in ZANU-PF that you allow yourself to be reduced to a commodity with use value and exchange value. Which brings me to the attempt to amend the constitution. You cannot amend the constitution to remove two limits without two referendums. One to actually deal with the term limits that are provided for in terms of Section 328. And the second referendum to make sure that when the amendments are made, they benefit you. So ZANU-PF can't make these amendments without these two referendums. A lot of people are opposed to this amendment. Fortunately, 99% of Zimbabweans are opposed to this amendment. We will fight this, we will defend the constitution.
And I agree with Tendai. You know, it boils down to what I said earlier on, that we are being led by mentally ill people. Okay, and I'm not taking my words back. Mentally ill people. Dragging our destiny into mud. Dragging us into mud. Emerson Mnangagwa will not even continue. Very soon he will be shipped out. And by the way, these criminals need to go behind bars. You see what is so sad about Zimbabwe? We all know the problem. As much as we're talking, we know the problem. The issue is the solution. But the people that have the solutions are out there. The military of Zimbabwe. They do it. I remember last time they arrested the police. That was in 2017. Yes, right? The military has the highest power in the country. They have to do what they need to do to ship out nonsense and arrest people who have been stealing from the state. The country is bleeding. We are just being played two times so borare chikweshe. Kutami so pada, my jokes higher, my games. Mnangagwa and this family feel entitled to Zimbabwe. They feel like they're supposed to be there just for the sake of nothing to deliver, but just there. I just want to be called. But you know, I actually tweeted yesterday, I'm like, you can fly the most expensive jet in town, gallivant all you want, but you'll never be a leader because Emerson Mnangagwa is not one. He is not leadership material. You can force yourself there, you can just have a title, but honestly, we all know today that if people can ask you who's the president of Zimbabwe, I may not even remember who it is. You know why? Because there is no impact. The guy's simply wasting everyone's time. He's wasting all our time. But trust me, he's not going to survive. And that I can tell you. Tomorrow you will know why. He is not going to survive. Tendai Bet went on to say they think they have title deeds over Zimbabwe. Cartels and criminals don't own this country. We'll defend the Constitution and our birthright. It's time for the platform to defend the Constitution. This is a very important statement because you know what worries me is that we need to understand with our problems. As long as we always politicize our problems, we never get solutions. And what do I mean by that? Is those who say, no, but that's a ZANU-PF fight. Guys, the Constitution of Zimbabwe is not a ZANU-PF fight. It's a Zimbabwean fight. Do you know why South Africa is winning? When the police guy came out, Mukwananzi, the commissioner, came out and spoke about the criminals syndicate that are ruining this country. What happened? All opposition parties wrote statements immediately. They stood in support of Mukwananzi. But in Zimbabwe, it's a ZANU-PF fight. That's the problem right there. You are not... guys, listen, do you know what a principle is about? It's not about what your ambitions are. It is about the nation. Because a nation cannot be reduced because someone just want to be a minister or someone wants to be a president. So all of us, we must shrink our destiny because you must be pleased. I'm just trying to let you guys see things as they are. Once someone confronts nonsense, let's put our weight on them. The revolution came out to address the very same issues. But someone is going to say, no, but that's a ZANU-PF fight, don't get involved. Yo, until when? Until when? Just watching while Mnangagwa abuses all he wants. Money is being stolen every day. And we're just waiting and say, no, it's a ZANU-PF fight. Hello? It's a Zimbabwean battle. And we all need to stand up and say, not here. Not here. We will not allow it. And stop politicking all the time. Politicking every time is politicking. I am just tired of politicking. Like, I'm really tired of politicking. Anyway, let me read what Kuda said. Kuda said, Kwachistan isn't a fixed asset. He's referring to Zimbabwe. We always call it Kwachistan. He said it's a parasitic mindset. It travels with its host and infects everything around it. You cannot vote it out. No democracy can cure it. It will need to be brutally beaten and exorcised from the minds of hosts. Lest its host pollute the rest of the world around it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I agree with him. We have a problem. I told you 2 days ago that I really don't want to get involved in all these, oh, you ZANU-PF, this. I'm not in nowhere, anywhere. There's no election in the country, okay? When elections come at the right time and for, I will choose saying who is the strongest candidate. I don't want to be dragged into nonsense. I want Zimbabwe to work. Surely and honestly, Mnangagwa is not the one that we need. In other words, we can't politicking. We can't say, oh, no, it's not a ZANU-PF thing. It's a Zimbabwean problem. We have a man who has wasted everyone's time for decades. He must be shaped out. It should never be a discussion. Let me tell you what it does. We set a precedence that even if tomorrow we can wake up John, Mary, or whoever it is, they understand that in this country, you don't cross a line. But imagine us sitting back as a ZANU-PF fight. Someone comes back again, it's a ZANU-PF fight. Time is moving. Before you know it, people die before they even see the freedom. Let's change our ways, brothers and sisters, and see things as they are. Because we can see things are not good in the country. Okay, it's showing what's going on right now. UK is trending. You know why? Zimbabweans for the wrong reasons. The worst ever, 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 ever. But I'll tell you why. Until we change the way we see the world, I am tired of politicking, and I do not want to be dragged in any politics nonsense. Don't drag me out. I stand for Zimbabwe. This country has to work. I don't care who's going to be the leader there. I want that person to be possible to deliver to our people. Because otherwise, we are not resolving our issues. What guarantee do we have that if we wake up someone someone from the opposition, they're going to do well? As long as we don't have principles in line, nothing will work. Someone can get in there and be worse. I'm just saying. We have no guarantee. We just assume. But you know what happens when we have a nation that is built on a principle? No matter who comes in that office, they will have respect. You know why Mnangagwa was doing as he pleases? He has no respect for the citizens. He doesn't care. You know why? They're just going to be fighting and think it's politics. So a currency collapsed by a criminal. Tagwirei. The criminal collapsed the currency in Zimbabwe. That's treason. It's treason. And what do? No, it's a ZANU-PF fight. Hello? We can be smarter than this. We can't politicking all the time. We can be smarter than what we see. And talking about the UK that is trending right now. Brothers and sisters, I don't know what to say about us Zimbabweans. Like I said, it's the mentality. It's how we are seeing the world. Until we are saying, you know what, this country comes first. Yo, let me tell you, South African politicians can do all they please, can fight and be calling each other names, okay? But one thing they'll never do is to tamper with brand South Africa. They don't do that. But in Zimbabwe, you can do as you please, okay? I'm very worried, though, when someone is not accountable to the lowest people. What are they going to do when they're in the office? They'll be worse than the devil. So it's time for us Zimbabweans to say, no, you don't do that right here, okay? You do not cross this line here. We don't play games here. This country, how can we be patriotic by watching nonsense? Being patriotic means we protect and defend the freedom of our people. That's patriotism. Whereas you're patriotic by not saying the president is stealing. Please, can you guys hear me? Please confirm you can hear me well in the comment section. Confirm me, please, because somebody was trying to call, and the moment they do that, it's a problem. Please just say you can hear me well so that I can proceed. Let me know, please, in the comment section. Just say hello, we can hear you well, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me proceed. All right, so UK is trending, okay, for the wrong reason, though. I'm going to read. This is quite disturbing, so please bear with me, but I'm going to proceed reading it. So this morning we woke up to very bad, disturbing news, but let me read out for you. So there was a Zim Fest. Okay, Zimbabweans are gathering, having good time in the UK. Great. But this is like the worst I ever heard. But let me read out for you. So the organizers of Zim's flagship diaspora event, Zimfest, UK have been hit with £3,000. By the way, the £3,000, they confirmed that they were never penalized. But anyway, let me proceed reading. Fined by the British authorities after at least 15 heaps. Okay, this is quite disturbing. Of human, okay, dirty, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go further. You understand that? Okay, were discovered around the venue and the surrounding roads following the event. Held over the weekend, the festival drew scores of Zimbabweans in celebration of the music, food, culture, and aftermath left a stain on its reputation. So in a nutshell, they are saying that Zimbabweans left a mess there when they went to celebrate. Some people, I was surprised because almost 50-something% of Zimbabwe don't have blade toilets. Okay, I'm talking about blade toilets. We all know that across the country. Okay, so help me, Lord. I don't know what to say. I'm not worried about the dressing, though, that we're trending. People are dressing really, really very disturbing. Okay. Not all, but there were few people there. But this is the thing. The few things always be the one trends more than the actual people were dressing properly there. But in a nutshell, the dirty part, again, boils down to us as a Zimbabwean people. We need to change the way we see the world. We need to respect the rules, okay? You can't just do as you please. There are rules that you need to use the toilet. And they are saying there were about 100 toilets provided for them. So there was no congestion there. In other words, it may be just the behavior, okay, or maybe ignorance, because some people did not even have access to toilets. Remember, we had people that were celebrating my road lights, like my traffic lights, sorry. Yes, you remember people celebrating my traffic light. One, Mnangagwa needs to be shipped out. He needs to go. Mnangagwa has to go. The military needs to do the right thing and ship Mnangagwa out. It's simple as that. We can't discuss this over and over. They need to just let him go. He's a waste of everyone's time. We can't discuss. Don't tell me about Trabablas. I'm not interested in that nonsense. I'm talking about leading the country because this man has ruined everything for us. Anyway, so some people were dressing properly. Some people are saying there's nothing wrong with their dressing. Honestly, I don't really care about how people dress because first and foremost, some people just complain that someone is not dressing properly, but you can go to the beach and see people naked. You're okay with that, okay? I've seen it in the church. Anyway, it's not my business. But again, you dress the occasion. Don't go around naked. That's just nonsense. What I saw there, very disturbing. But at the end of the day, who am I to judge people? I can just say you dress what suits you, okay? But don't be naked because people are going to laugh at you. It's your life. You do as you please. But I'm going to close right here, guys. There's different comments on social media because I'm trying to accommodate people who don't have data, okay? So now I'm going to shorten my videos for that reason because we are heading towards the most sensitive time. So I want everyone to be part and parcel of these discussions. Guys, you can't expect a good Zimbabwe when you're sitting back and just doing nothing. If you don't get engaged in this conversation, don't wake up tomorrow with different leadership and you're going to say, but who's that person? But you were quiet and doing nothing. You can't complain. Take part of these discussions and do something because the country belongs to you, right, and me. So let's work together to make sure we have good leaders, not this nonsense we are seeing today. No, absolutely not. So I think Madam Boss, for me, she needs help. She's trending for literally open up and be showing up your naked boobs and whatever she's doing, all manner of garbage. She needs help. That mama, if you're close to her, she must go for therapy, okay? Because what fame does, if you're not built strong, you see, guys in life, you see the problem about social media is that once you trend, without the stamina. Okay. Once you train without the stamina, it's possible to train and you think you have arrived, but you're not built enough. Like emotionally, you are not strong. So you start behaving anyhow. Social media, especially when you create my content, you are doing a lifestyle content. There's a possibility that you may not have nothing to share. And you end up doing the worst. But I think because the woman is married, you have got a husband, mama, you're a mother, so we've got 2 daughters. So that's a different story. So for me, honestly, I think she needs help. She needs to go and get, therapy so that at least she can behave like a mother and a wife, okay? Because honestly, some women will start complaining tomorrow when the men start dating someone else, you're the problem, okay? And start complaining that, oh no, but this man is, no, you are the problem. You can't be opening yourself so nakedly, Papa Rume. And again, I think it's very disturbing because in 2025, children have got access to internet and they see such a grown woman, a married woman, a mother behaving like that. It's nonsensical. And someone who's closer to you, go tell the woman to dress up and be respectful and respect yourself. Okay. That's all I can say. I know she's training for the wrong reasons. But don't forget, guys, to thumbs up the video before you leave. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Tell me what you think. But tomorrow we are coming with a very bombshell that you guys need to understand. That for those that think that, oh no, Mnangagwa, he can gallivant all you want, but Mnangagwa who is going very soon. So not, he is going very soon. That one is, it is what it is. The revolution will never be played with. The war veterans mean business and the military mean business. Emerson Mnangagwa is going. It is what it is. I love you guys. Don't forget to share with others so that people can be able to also join in as we discuss, because this era is not to play with. So don't sit back and do nothing. Be part of the conversation. Until tomorrow, guys, I love you. Bless you and bless Zimbabwe. Bye for now.